Incident 2 actually comes out in about 40 days now. We got a bunch of brand new footage from a promo that was shown over at Korea, and I'm going to be talking about each of the brand new pieces of footage for you guys, so let's take a look at it. First piece of brand new footage shows Joy, and it looks like this is the beginning of the movie when we're getting each of our old characters reintroduced into the film. And we see that Riley is going to be in the hockey game, and we're going to see all of our characters get introduced. It's very nice, but not really too much that's exciting, but still, it's pretty cool. The next frame here is a continuing shot that we did see in the teaser trailer where all the emotions kind of like make way for anxiety, and they see anxiety, and she's like, "Hello, everybody." And I love this, like, a facial expression. All the animations they've been doing with anxiety are really, really nice. I love how her arms twirl, her hair moves, her face moves, her eyes, everything. It's so expressive, and her character has so much to do, and she is so wild and creative, smart, and the facial expression here just looks fantastic. Again, this isn't really much of a new shot except for her face, but it does look great, and I love all the different faces that she has been making in the TV spots and toys. The next shot here looks like Riley after that scene that we've seen in the trailers where she doesn't look too happy. She thinks that she smells and that she doesn't want to go to the hockey camp. But I think this is the end of the scene when her parents come over, comfort her, and you really need family, which is what the promo did say with Maya Hawke and Amy Poehler, calling both of their families, saying how much they love them, and to see their brand new movie, of course. Also, I didn't realize how tall Maya Hawke was compared to Amy Poehler, but I do love this shot of family, and I hope that we get more of family in this movie as well. We then see all of our old characters, joy, anger, fear, disgust, and sadness, in the jar again, but it looks a little more brightened, and everyone's kind of like looking at something that's kind of like weird. I'm assuming that they're maybe looking at Bluefy, Lance, or Deep Dark Secret, or some character that we haven't really seen yet, and they're kind of like wondrous, or kind of like, what the hell is that? Which Disgust's face here, but I do love seeing more shots of them in the jar because I think that that whole scene of them in the jar is that prison escape scene we've been seeing in the trailers lately, and I'm so excited to see how that whole scene is going to play out and how all the characters are going to go from embarrassment picking them up. Are they going to even get thrown out the window like some concept art that we saw, or are they going to be or are they going to be put in a jar? I'm really, really curious how this whole movie is going to play out because from these trailers, they really are not showing a whole lot, but that's really good. This next shot is kind of confusing. So we see joy and sadness in long term memory again. I'm assuming this is either an animation, but it doesn't actually look like one. It actually looks like a frame that's from the film. You can see all the memories with their mixing like colors. I think this is before we actually see the new emotions. Does this apply that we actually can just, that the other characters can just leave headquarters when they want to? Because we see these two characters here, or maybe it's just that they got stuck again, but I don't know because we do see the other characters in long-term memory, just sadness is not there with them. So, what is this all about? Like, how are they out of headquarters then? This frame here after this looks so weird. So Envy is laughing like it's just so funny to see her tiny body with her hands and her eyes like that. Because in some of the other trailers we've seen, she's so expressive. And here again, I love how expressive she is. We see that embarrassment. He doesn't really like. We can't really see his face too much, but with anxiety, she just looks happy with what's going on in Riley right now. And we see that weird thing in the back as well, with all the core memories looking orange for some reason, or maybe that's just yellow. Ennui, of course, has not been in any of the frames, actually. I feel like we're going to barely get any of Ennui in this movie because all she's just going to do is just lay on the couch and not really serve any purpose to the movie at all. But I do like this shot, and it really shows how these characters may be villains, but there's actually a reason why anxiety bottles them up, and I'll talk about that during the end of the video. The final new frame before we talk about why all of our characters got bottled up is, well, seeing our characters. We see fear, sadness, anger, and all the other ones. This is definitely after the demolition team just like went full crazy, completely went 180 on their headquarters, and we see like all the stuff that's broken or fallen over. Everyone's wearing their pajamas. I do love all of their pajamas, like Joy's is not too special, but like I love how Sadness has a robe. Disgust looks very funny, like she has a lot of fashion to her, and Anger is just wearing boxers. But this is where Disgust is like overreacting much, where Anger gets really like mad and he uses the control panel, probably for something that Riley is mad about at her mom. Probably that scene we've seen in the trailers. But again, not too much. I definitely think this is before we get introduced to Anxiety. But overall, all these new pieces of footage get me more excited for this movie, and it's crazy that this movie is coming much closer than we think. The next two Pixar films are Elio and Toy Story 5, so the next couple of years for Pixar is going to be great, and this looks like a start of a great run of Pixar films for the next couple of years. Please keep this up, Disney, because your movies are actually starting to feel like events again, and Inside Out 2 could be the first movie that can really make you feel like a company that's worth going out to the theaters to see. Okay, now getting into this part. This is the final part of the video here, and this is basically why anxiety bottles up the emotions. So Joy is her idol, and anxiety looks up to her. This makes you root for anxiety. A bit concerning that obviously the reason she throws them out because she got rejected by the person she was looking up to. Call it karma, and Joy got hit it hard. What they're talking about here is that whole scene where like when anxiety sees all the characters for the first time, but she's so happy, and there's even like a demo or like a scene that it was shown from for people at Pixar where Anxiety is like, "I'm such a big fan of you, Joy," where she's clearly a massive fan of Joy and the other emotions, and she's much smarter than them too, and knows everything that they do every single day. But the thing here of why she bottles them up is because that scene we've seen where Joy pushes anxiety away, kind of like what she did to Sadness in the first movie, and Anxiety kind of feels betrayed in a way. She feels betrayed by someone that she looked up to, someone that she thought was the best thing that she's ever seen before, and that's why she bottles up all of our old characters. It so I think throughout the movie, she'll also think that she's doing the right thing, but I think deep down, she's just hurt by what Joy did, and I think that when they actually need the old characters back again, they will be able to reunite together and they will actually be a full team where they can all work together and make things better for each other. I love that. That's great. Like, I love that Anxiety is a huge fangirl of Joy and the other emotions. I mean, she's basically like us when we're going to see Inside Out 2. That's very clever, and I love that a lot. But yeah, what do you guys think about these new promo art, and what do you think about that whole thing with Anxiety? Do you agree with what I said? Please turn the comment section into a discussion, please. I would love to hear all your guys' thoughts down below. Please make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you so much for watching.